Okay.
First question is, what could help me to find peace in myself?
Okay. And then who's it for?
This is around 1981.
1981. And then the name again?
Aral.
Ariel?
Aral. It's,
Errol.
yeah, this is a
How do
mail.
you spell that?
Aral.
Oh, Earl. Okay. Um, and then the year again was
1981.
1981. Okay, so sure, let's tune in. So I'm ready. So let's tune in. So wanting to bring in peace, right? Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, so right away we're seeing like a tension on the right part of the neck, um, like a holding, like a holding of tension. Yeah, a holding of tension on the right side. So that's this present now. Um, so we're just going to help release that. And then it also helps then the nervous system, but we're just going to see if we can just release it. Because it's hard to feel peace if the body isn't relaxed. So the shoulder, we're just unwinding the shoulder. So we're just like releasing it and unwinding it. And yeah, it's really stuck. So it's just, we're kind of like energetically kind of doing chop, chop, chop. We're chopping, 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 chopping. So just seeing if there's a lot of focus that went into that shoulder and then it got stuck. So there was an injury, but it doesn't feel like an energy. It feels like an energy. So an energy, something energetically got stuck. And then there was a lot of energy because, whoa, it got stuck. So it was like there was like big, you know, like it created a lot of situations, like we're going to call it problems. So we're just going to release the right shoulder because it's hard to feel peace if your body isn't at peace. So something we can, they can always ask us another time for if they need more details, but for us, we're just going to do the clearing, and then as you're wanting this clearing, you just say yes. And so now we're kind of clearing in another time space. So some people call it past life. So we're going to clear. So we're just basically fast tracking it. So because we want her body to feel relaxed and then to release this. So we're well, she's wanting this, so she's given us consent. So that's kind of how it goes.
This,
So we're just going to release it. It's from another,
Elaine,
we're going to call,
this
yeah.
is mail.
What's that?
Mail. Aral, this is a mail.
Oh, a male. Okay, sure. Thank you. Okay. Okay, so he's good. Okay, yeah. So he's good. So his team is here, like his higher self, and then his uh he has a guardian that is very tight, close to him, that wants him to know that his guardian, and it's a guardian of unconditional love, is very close to him, like very tight, like right there. Like they're saying, he should be able to feel them or him. It feels like a male, if you want to put a gender, it feels like a male guardian, but he's a very protective male guardian, and he says he is right there, right with him. So we're going to release this other time space, but if you don't believe in past lives, because in the quantum field, everything is in the now. So we're just releasing everything in the now. So just releasing his shoulder, and it's really embedded and tight. So he's not going to feel peace with this embedded in him. So feels like a betrayal would be the feeling that is connected with the body. and it's connected to a past life or another time space. So we're just releasing it for him, so that he can feel peace and he can let this go, because he doesn't have to carry it anymore. And his guardian is very close. So his higher self is always there, and your higher self can never harm you, is only there for your highest and greatest good. And your higher self is source, so connected to source. So think of it that way. It's like but it's through the heart, and it's like through the heart, and then it's like a connection. So like, and then it opens up, the field, so of consciousness. So his guardian really wants to support him to release this, because it was a big betrayal. So he brought it into this life to heal and release, because many people are releasing kind of everything in the now that can be released. So they're wanting more consciousness. They're wanting to awaken their hearts on earth and bring in a higher level of consciousness. So we're just looking at his field, and then just opening the shoulder and opening, just letting the body know that it's safe now, and that the body can release, and that the body can release this, that it's being honored. Okay, so this moment of this, what happened, is honored. Okay, it's honored and witnessed with love in service. And then we're seeing, how does his body respond in hearing that? Okay, so it's getting there. It was a really big shock and big betrayal. So, and then sometimes it's reinforced again in this life now. So that same betrayal, that same energy of that betrayal then needs to be healed in the now, if you choose. But also, there's things that reinforce that same betrayal in this life. So we're seeing it's actually quite emotional. So if he can release it, like release it, it's safe, okay? You don't need to carry this anymore. This is not something to hold on to. So we really are supporting and witnessing for the release, and we're asking for a full healing, because he's asking for peace. So we're bringing in peace, body in the body, and the consciousness, which is the mind consciousness, but not the ego, but the super conscious. And then the spirit, which is the soul. So his higher self is the soul. So we're just releasing. And then, yeah, we just hear the words like an arrow of betrayal. It was like, just sliced into him. So I'm just gonna release it, and he's safe. And then just let the emotions come. We've definitely feel a cry is necessary in this healing and energy release. So all healing is self-healing. And then all energy release is energy release. It's like a lock and a key. So we bring the atmosphere, the environment for healing and change and energy release, but all healing is self-healing. So everything, everyone, everything, everything everyone needs is within them. They come equipped with everything they need. And then we come in kind of to bring in the presence, consciousness that kind of illuminates everything. So for us, everything, we see him and he's all like illuminated. It's actually beautiful to see that, right? So for us, it's really beautiful when we get invited in, because we get to see the illuminated presence. And then so we're kind of showing him, what he looks like, the way we see him as the illuminated presence. So he's not going to be able to ever feel small now that he has seen how we see him as the illuminated presence. And that is through the heart. It's not the ego. You can't see the illuminated presence through the ego, through the conscious mind. So we're just showing him now, and then we're getting the spiral, so he was looping, like going round and round and round and round, and it was not well, he was having no peace. He didn't have any peace because it was looping round and round. And so now we've stopped that loop, and then he's releasing, and then now he's starting to see his illumined presence, his illumined being, his illuminated being, and then he is again spiral. It's spiral, but through the heart. So it's not like up out of the body. It's like inside, and it's got a nice flow. And that's why, athletes, they love the theta brain because they feel that presence, and this, and everything slows down. And then they feel their illumined presence, their inner body, their being. So he's going to be able to feel that, sitting on the couch or a chair. So we're just releasing the neck. And so basically how the energy transforms is by permission, by consent, by asking questions, and then connecting with the higher self through the heart. It's a very safe gateway. The safest gateway actually is through your higher self. And then we kind of look at the lay of the land. The lay of the land, yeah. So, okay, so we're still going to release, and let's see if we can get it. We need a click, and we haven't gotten it yet. So we're just going to release. So the other body, so we can use kind of like titrate through another body, right? So it's like we can adjust things, but we need the human being on the land, on the earth. So Eve's holding the space on the earth, so we need that because all of this is for earth, being on earth, being a human being. But it's releasing the suffering, it's releasing the past, it's releasing things that we can't control, it's releasing things that are holding us back in the now. So I'm just going to release, see if that does it. So we're just asking for the lock and the key to click so that he can have a full release, so he doesn't have to loop in this anymore. So we're just checking in with his higher self. So his guardian is very protective. So we are honoring that, and we're saying that we're here for a full release and energy release, and we want to bring in his original blueprint so that he can feel peace. And so we're asking the guardian just for this moment. We know that he's been protective of this space, but we're asking the guardian to let his guard down. So it's like double consent. So from the higher self said, yeah, we want this. He's asking, and yes, we want this. And then his guardian is still guarding him. So let's see. We're just talking to him. We're just asking him to step back and that he can be a part of this, but this is going to be a healing through presence, through his higher self. So, and then because then his guardian says, well, then I don't have a job. And it's like, well, we're going to give him a different job, but this is a completion because he's asking for peace. So he's wanting this on some level. He doesn't know the details, but they're not necessarily necessary to have this clearing. And so we're saying to his guardian, we understand that he's been very close and very protective, but this is a time that if they choose to step back and let this go. So everything is through consent. There's nothing that ever happens without you saying yes. And if people cross your boundaries or harm you, you're not saying yes. You're saying, your body's saying no, but you can't control what other people do. But in this work, when you're connecting with consciousness and your higher self, connecting to source consciousness through presence, we need to know when you're ready. When are you ready to let this go? So we're just talking to his guardian. So he can be sure that his guardian is very protective. That's for sure. So he should never think he's alone, because he actually has a lot of support. So, we're kind of waiting, but we're kind of like twiddling our thumbs, like what's gonna happen? We're gonna talk to the higher self again, his higher self, and just see, because he's asking for peace, which is like that deep rested state in presence through the heart. And he's not saying, well, I only want to feel peaceful when I'm in my bed at night. He's saying, I want to feel peace all the time, in all time spaces. He wants peace. So this is actually what he's invoking is actually enormous, but not, but enormous. So we're just going to check in with the higher self, his higher self, and just keep releasing the neck while we wait. Because his guardian basically has to look at everything to make sure that all the lessons have been learned and everything that needed to be released has been released, so that his records, and they call it's like an energetic library that in all the lessons that everybody has learned. So his guardian doesn't want this to repeat. So he just really is meticulously looking at everything to make sure that he doesn't ever have to repeat this lesson, that it can be cleared to the root cause. And so his guardian is being very, very diligent. So we honor that. And so we're just going to wait a little bit more and just see if we can get the go ahead so that this can be completed here now. So let's just take a look. So we just brought in the wind to do like a clearing. Just illuminates everything, just brings in that golden light from source, which really illuminates everything. So, because his guardian is worried that there's maybe something hidden, or is there a cat, or is there, which is good, his guardian is very protective, and we honor that. So we're just going to bring in more source light, which is the gold light. So source gold light. And then again, just blow source gold light and source gold light. So we're hearing his shoulder might be tight for a couple of weeks, or, well, time is relative. So just stretch it a bit and move. And we're seeing, I don't know, we don't know, but we're seeing if he wants to go in the ocean, he can go in the ocean. So the light codes and the consciousness in the water will help him release it, actually. But he can have a bath as well with Epsom salts. He can steam, maybe. Yeah, steam and stretch. Doesn't have to be a class, he can just stretch. So, and then we're just going to check in with his higher self first. How's it looking? How's it looking? Well, it's looking very golden. So he's looking very golden. He's illuminated. So he's very protected. He's very surrounded with the golden light of consciousness of source through presence. And so the guardian has bowed. Yes. Okay. So thank you. Yeah. So we just get those shivers, when something is very true that resonates. So the guardian has bowed and says, yes, it is complete. He has done a thorough check. So we appreciate that. So thank you. And let's take a look. Okay, he's good. All right, so we're going to close. And thank you for the question. So may you be in peace and feel it in every cell in your body.